Hey, hi, how's it going? We got some questions. Let's do this. What kind of reader am I? 1. Do you have a certain place at home for reading? This is where it usually happens. It's a bit dusty, it's pretty plain. I also usually stand when I read. I pace and read. I'm a big pacer and reader. And from the bed. Most of my reading is actually done on trains, on my commutes to work, to and from. It's about 30 minutes or so, which is perfect. I feel like that's a perfect pocket amount of time to read. Other than that, it's done here. 2. Bookmark or random piece of paper? Funny that you ask. I do have a cute little bookmark collection. Shall we go through this? Ooh. 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 I'm gonna leave those there. I'm just gonna go through this. Alias Books East in Glendale. Love this bookstore. They do pretty rare first editions, really hard to find things. LA. Oh, Légumes de Page. My friend Eli gifted me this cutie because they used to work at a bookstore. I don't think this one, but I also love being given bookmarks. Dupe. Ooh, Unnameable Books, Sophie's favorite bookstore in Brooklyn, I best believe. These are from Book Off. I just love the little guy there. Hey, hey, from Tokyo. That's a ticket stub for the Mori Art Museum. Fester Gates Afro Mingue. Yes, I also love a ticket stub as a bookmark. Ooh, this holographic in and out crossword bookmark from 2010 from my old library. I can't believe they had a stack of these, and I wish I got more because these are literally my favorite bookmark. So good. Like, it's heavy duty stock. Yeah, I've had this since 2010. Crazy. All right, what else? Ooh, this vintage movie ticket stub for East of Eden. This was 400 yen, $4 for a movie. I wish movie theaters did this more often. So good. Green Apple Books, one of my favorite bookstores in San Francisco, hands down. Another ticket stub from a museum. The Seminary Co-op Bookstore, I believe this is based in Chicago. Thank you to one of my friends who sent this to me. The cult classic Sonny's Book Truck bookmark. I will say, hands down, the best bookmark. Just the stock on it is perfect. I love a bit of weight to a bookmark. Beautifully faded in this really nice orange that I love. Yeah, I don't think I've ever loved any other bookmark outside of this. Myopic Books, also based in Chicago. Look at that. Powell's. Love a good Powell's bookmark. It's just that nice stark red. Another vintage movie ticket stub. This is for Poltergeist in Japanese. Love that. Clash. Clash sent this over to me. Yeah, love Clash books. Love every kooky book that they put out. Oh, look at that. One of my subs sent me a bookmark from Balboa Park in San Diego. Cat Drool. I need to look this up, but they're based in Chicago as well. That's fun. Nice little risograph print there. Elliott Bay Book Club. Elliott Bay Book Company. Oh, what is that? Is that Seattle? I think it's Seattle. It is Seattle. Also cute bookstore. One of my favorites in Seattle. And these are Bible thin. These literally do nothing, but decorative. Cute. Not a fan of this. This is Skylight Books, based in LA. One of my favorite bookstores, but it's a little too graphic for me. I am currently reading Elevator in Saigon by Thuan, but the current bookmark is, yes, a exhibition ticket stub for Correspondences. It's a exhibition between Soundwalk Studio and Patti Smith. It was a fabulous show. There we have it. I will say, underrated, but there are a bunch of photo studios in Seoul. I just love using photos with my friends as bookmarks as well. They're so personal. Love that. Great. Oh, look at this. I recently got this. Thank you, Emily, for sending these over. But these are just like really nice fabric bookmarks that are waxed, I believe. Also just nice and sturdy, and I just love these colors. They give full autumn. I love being in autumn all year round. Look at that. So cute. Different sizes. Adorable. Can't wait to get to these. Number 3, can you just stop reading or do you have to stop after a chapter / a certain amount of pages? For me, I can stop after a paragraph. I cannot stop in the middle of a paragraph. I get so angry with myself because then I have to reread the paragraph. But it's usually after a paragraph. A good writer knows when to stop, and so it's nice to have that break and nice to stop after a paragraph because a paragraph essentially should give you information. And when you have that bit of information, you can move on. This is tough when there's dialogue. I tried to either read just before dialogue or read after dialogue because dialogue is just another key part of information that is just a different kind of deliverance. I'll try to read until the end of a chapter. Love me a short chapter. Long chapters? Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? I can't stop in the middle of a sentence. That just bugs the doo-doo out of me. I don't know how people do that. 4, do you eat or drink while reading? I love me a bevy. If I'm at a cafe or something, I'll have a coffee. There are a few book bars in Seoul where there's libraries and curated drinks surrounding book titles, some less fancier than that. Yeah, I don't mind a cocktail with a book either. A glass of wine is nice. I will never get this image out of my head and I'll never be able to recreate it here because there's still a slight taboo around sitting by yourself and drinking. But God, I was in San Francisco and I think I was near Little Italy. There was a wine bar right next to City Lights Books, and there was just this guy. You know the guy. Canvas throw bag, French worker's man jacket in that blue, those olive pants, a pair of brown loafers, probably all thrifted, right? Right, you know the guy. He was just sitting out there with a glass of wine, legs crossed, book in hand. I think I was busy at the time. I was with a group of friends and we were just moving along, but I saw him and I desperately wanted to be like, you there. Amazing. But yeah, I'd like to achieve that at some point. I can do that in New York or LA, no problem. But in Seoul, still kind of, I don't know, iffy. Usually a drink. I can't snack. I can't do food. I think it's like my hands are dirty, so I don't want to touch the book because my hands are dirty. So we avoid that. Number 5, multitasking. Music or TV while reading? Ooh, I cannot multitask while I read. I can listen to music, like, you know, Glenn Gould's Bach or something like that. But I really can't, listen to like a podcast or watch content or something while reading. I don't know, those are 2 different kinds of concentration that I can't do. Number 6, one book at a time or several at once. Ooh, I try to remain as monogamous as possible, but I've been quite the cheater recently. I'm in between a few things. Like this right now. This is fine, I think, though. I usually either have a piece of nonfiction, essay collection, or short story collection, and then I'll have a novel. I have 2 novels going on. This one and Tramps Like Us, a novel by Westmoreland. This one's fine though because it's very like episodic through a memoirish stance, so it's also quite like short stories. And yes, Elephant by Raymond Carver. I honestly should finish this today. I'm like 20 pages shy of finishing. But yes, I try to remain as monogamous as possible. I usually don't like doing multiple novels at once because that's too many storylines to contain in my head. Usually I'm also watching a film at the same time. These days it has been taking me at least 2 to 3 or at least 5 days to finish a film. I'll watch it in like small sittings. So I don't like containing so many storylines at once. That's just, a hard thing to juggle. Number 7, reading at home or everywhere? Yeah, everywhere. I love reading at home. I love reading outside. Sometimes when I really want to push and finish a book, I will have to step outside to do it. Just the way that things are. Distractions at home. Endless. There's a pair of pants just hung up on a rack. I should really fold those down. Dust. Number 8, reading out loud or silently in your head. Okay, call me crazy. Sometimes I do read out loud, especially if it's a writer that I like. Like recently, I was reading The Door by Magda Szabo, and there are just passages in here where there are some moments where I'm just like, wow, how did she write that scene? And how did she characterize her characters and the push and pull that the story plays with? I will read it out loud. Sometimes dialogue as well, because I like to know the swiftness and the way that a sentence flows. Those things are really important. And so I'll catch myself sometimes reading out loud. But if I'm reading the hard 3-star lit fic book, it's all in here. It's all in here. Poetry I like to read out loud as well. I think poetry is still a very oratory form of art. So it's nice. You can feel the rhythm through your body when you read poetry out loud. Oh yes, also I'm that crazy person that likes putting on different voices during moments of dialogue. Cause I'm crazy. Blah. Number 9, do you read ahead or even skip pages? What the hell does that even mean? You can't skip passages. They are there for a reason. And if they're there for no reason, then that's where an editor should really come in and fix the work. But for the most part, there's a reason why a paragraph is there. There's a reason why there's a piece of dialogue there, because it's doing something, either to characterize or push the novel forward, or to offer perspective, to play part in theme, any of those things. Everything matters. Everything is key. Everything is with intention. As much as you don't think that there might not be intention, there is. Otherwise, it would be cut, and I would cut it personally. So to skip pages is just ludicrous to me. Number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new. You know what? Good question. I feel like that spine is pretty intact, don't you think? Yeah, I think so. That's good spine, right? You got good spine, Carver? I think so. Good spine. I mean, I do. I love like holding a book like this and reading like this. So they do go through somewhere. But for the most part, I like to take care of my books. Number 11, do you write in books? No, not necessarily. I do underline and highlight. But for me, if I am writing in a book, I will say all of my Spectre books, which are all on loan because I am the good person and spread the good gospel, I share my Spectre. So those are all like written in and they're disgusting. But if it's my first time with a book, I usually have these see-through Post-it notes. They're made of like an almost plastic material. I just write over it because I like seeing the text behind sometimes. I know that looks not aesthetic at all. Yeah, that's probably just a blur at this point. Yeah, sometimes you can see like the page number there. I like knowing the page numbers sometimes. So yeah, I'll have stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, it's just highlights and underlines, just so that I have like a reference if I'm ever referencing a book. Also because on my Goodreads, every single book and every single review I've put up also has all of my quote-unquote notes and highlights. They're privatized because they're just meant for me. So sometimes I'll go back to a book and look through quotes and such, just so I can cross-reference. Because if I don't have the book on hand, I can just go through the Goodreads app or go online and find passages easily. All right, that's the kind of reader I am. If you come across this video, consider yourself tagged. Please do this video. I'd love to know your bookmark collection. I'm nosy like that. I love seeing what people stick in between their books. I used to know a person who would just use receipts, and to the point where the receipt ink would just disappear. It's just this blank sheet. I love that. I don't know. It's just something so beautiful about that. About how like a book itself you think is immortal in a way, or the content is immortal, but there's a mortality to a book. But it's just funny in juxtaposition where you have receipt paper and what is written on this little receipt paper disappears and has no mortality in that sense. But yeah, anyway, blah. What am I saying at this point? I hope you do this tag. I'll leave them all downstairs for you to use and the original creator. As always, I'm a Blackwell's affiliate, so if you enjoy me talking about books, please consider using my affiliate link downstairs for all of your bookish needs. And as always, be well, do good work, keep in touch. Okay, thumbnail time. I'm gonna take this off. You know, I should have some books. Or do I need a bigger stack? Do we need a bigger stack? I mean, this didn't even show up in the video. Why is this like the turkey leg you get at Disneyland or something? Jesus. Okay, how's that? Is that okay? I sure hope so, because I hate thumbnails. Okay, it's getting hot. Woo! Adios.